I made so many poor financial decisions growing up, and I really tried to figure out a way how to avoid these decisions as I grew in my journey. Whether it was me going to college and not really knowing what I wanted to do and getting into that student loan debt, or whether it was me not doing as much research into getting the first apartment that I had. There's a lot of things that I regret looking back now, and it was mainly because I did not have a financial system in place that I could follow step by step that allowed me to make better financial decisions. And it wasn't until I joined this velocity banking community where I began to develop these financial habits that allowed me to make better decisions when it comes to money and put me in a better position overall in life and going into the trajectory that I want to go to. And today I want to share these 5 habits that I've picked up over the past 4 years. And these are habits that you're really not going to find in any financial book or anything that I found on the internet. These are things that I've implemented over my life, and I found that it's been very helpful for me, and hopefully it can be very helpful for you guys when it comes to making better financial decisions with your money and how to go about organizing your management system with your personal finances. So today I want to go over these 5 habits, and hopefully you guys can get some value from this. I found that it's been very helpful for me in overcoming some of the past bad financial decisions that I had and putting me on a plan where I'm not going into more bad debt, more consumer debt, and eliminating all that bad debt and increasing my income. So I want to jump right into the top 5 financial habits for velocity banking that I've found over the past 4 years. So habit number 1 is you want to list all your wants and needs and attach a specific objective or goal to all of them. So I do this on a yearly basis. I literally go down and I separate a list, right? So I make a list of all my wants and needs and things that I can afford, and all my wants and needs and things that I cannot afford. So the things that I can probably afford are things that a lot of people don't even realize or they take for granted. Things like household items, food, groceries, personal care items, clothing. All these things are put on this list of things I can afford, and then I have a list of things I can't afford but I really want. Things like maybe it's a new bed, maybe you want to travel to Miami. A lot of different things that you guys can put on these 2 lists. Things that you can afford and things that you can't afford. And the things that you can afford, you literally need to create an objective in order before to buy these things, right? And what that's going to do is it's actually going to train your mind that you need to work in order to get something. And I find that this is very powerful because it allows you to have gratitude for the things that we take for granted. Even something as simple like toothpaste, I have an objective to do before I buy it. So for an example, I would literally say that I have to post 2 YouTube videos during this week before I have the ability to buy toothpaste or soap. And if I don't post those 2 videos, I literally cannot buy those things. And I force myself to do this. And this allows me to create a sense of gratitude for these things, because a lot of us really don't appreciate things we do not earn. And we take for granted just because, we assume that these are things that we need and we need to just pay money to get these things. But when you really just take one day, even if you just take one day to not buy this thing and you attach some sort of specific objective to it, it retrains your mind in order to work for things that you want in your life. So that's what I do for that list. And then the list of things that I want and I can't buy, I literally create a plan on how to get them. I really focus on asking how I can afford things instead of saying I cannot. So I have a plan for the second side of that list on how I can acquire those things, and it really refocuses me and trains me into the area that I want to be at. Sometimes you realize that you actually don't even need the things that you want, and it allows you to come up with creative ways to get it when you cannot spend money on it. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I like this first habit. Then we'll jump into the second habit, which is track every single dollar that comes in and out of your life. So the way I like to think about this is that the universe is just a very expansive and contractive place. It is the very life essence of who we are as humans. When you think about human beings, we exist with life, right? We breathe in, we breathe out, right? In, out, the yin and yang of life. That's the flow, right? So money is no different. It's the exact same way. Money always is coming into something, money is always leaving out. It never stays in one place at the same time. So once you understand the flow of your money, you can begin to take control of how you spend and allocate your money in order to give you the highest return, right? So when you really focus on how your money comes in and how it goes out, you can begin to adjust things, and you can really put yourself in a position when money begins to expand, just to put yourself in front of that expansion to get more money in, if that makes sense. So this was a little bit of a vague concept, but I really like this. The more you begin to track everything, the more you begin to become more self-aware and conscious of money, and you begin to focus on money too as well. And you cannot acquire something that you don't have specific focus on. And that's why I like tracking every single dollar that comes in and comes out, because it begins to shift your focus. Your reticular activation system begins to single in on money. And when you single in on money, you can begin to see opportunities that other people don't, because you are extremely focused on money when other people are not. So that is habit number 2. Then habit number 3 is every time you spend money, you have to think about how that person got you to give them your money, right? And this is a huge one, especially if you're trying to 10x your income. So you have to become very observant. Every time you walk into a coffee shop, every time you walk into a clothing store, why did you choose that clothing store over the competitors? You really have to begin to analyze your own buying decisions, because it's going to make you a smarter buyer, but it also will make you a smarter investor in the future. And if you want to start your own business, you can understand how these people got you to give them your money in the first place. So it begins to retrain your brain a little bit. You begin to become more observant and perspicacious, especially when it comes to money and things of that nature. And it'll improve your marketing and sales skills, all of the above. So that's why I like that habit. Then we'll go to habit number 4, and that is to have weekly, monthly, and yearly meetings with yourself. And this is extremely important because let's say if you are running a business or you have a job, there are always meetings, right, in order to fix issues. And that is the main reason for the meeting, is that we need to uncover the issues we're having, the challenges, the barriers, the frustrations we have with money, and then we need to create a plan to adjust it and fix it. So that's why I like monthly, yearly, and weekly meetings, because it gives you some time to reflect on all these other things too, how your money's coming in, how your money's coming out, how you are trying to increase your income, how you're trying to eliminate debt. When you have these meetings, you can see where these bottlenecks are and you can begin to correct them and make adjustments. So the last habit is that we need to automate as much as we can. Right, we need to focus our energy, our time, our effort on activities that give us the highest return on our investments. And I'm not saying that financially that this is not important, but a lot of these tasks can be outsourced to different things, right? Especially when it comes to paying bills, you can automate all your bill pay. You can download an app called Mint Mobile where it tracks all your spending instead of you having to write it out. So these are just simple things that you can do to automate your finances. And what that's going to do is it's actually going to give you peace of mind, because you're not worrying whether you paid a bill or not, or whether your last car payment is going to be late, right? So everything is automated, every payment is automated, and you don't have to worry about that. And it clears up mental focus and RAM to do what you need to do in order to improve everything else in your life. So you don't have to worry about this aspect as much, right? So these are the 5 habits that I found that have really changed my financial situation. And I'm hoping that this can give you guys some guidance and some structure and some organization to help improve your specific situation. And I have more videos on things like this that'll help combine these 2 strategies in order to improve your finances. So I hope you guys found some value in this. That's all I got for you guys today. And I'll have more videos like this in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.